Hello everyone, my name is Kid Lee, and it is time to take a look at Pathfinder Kingmaker. If you're someone who likes D&D, or if you like games such as Baldur's Gate, Neverwinter Nights, or Dragon Age Origins, this game will be right up your alley. So here in this video, we're going to take a look at the character creator and then the opening sequence for the game. Now, there's a lot of games out there that have really, really good character creators. And when you look at a character creator, you can kind of look at it two different ways. One is how pretty can you make your character, and the other one being how well can you make your character as far as stats. This game has perhaps the best character creator that I've ever seen when it comes to making your character the way you want as far as abilities and stats and class and that kind of thing. So without further ado, let's jump into this and see what this is all about. We're just going to do a new game. First thing you can do is select a difficulty. And as you can see, there are a bunch of difficulties. This game is also very, very difficult. When people want to play a difficult game, they always look at, Bloodborne or Dark Souls or something like that. This game is just as hard, but if you want to do it very, very, easily or in easy mode, you have that option as well. And as you can see on the screen here, there's straight up custom mode, and you can customize exactly how you want the difficulty to play out for you. So that is really, really cool. Here for this demo, I'm just going to go ahead and put it on normal, and we'll leave everything the way it is. So let's go ahead and hit next. And this is where it starts getting really crazy. So if you don't want to mess around and you just want to pick a character, you can totally do that as a fighter, paladin, ranger, sorc, cleric. Or you can create a new one. And of course, that's what we're going to do. We're going to create a new one. Next, it actually has you pick a portrait. This is the one thing that I don't like in this game, although you can actually do your own custom portrait. I think this should come much later in the actual character creation, because at this point, it's basically giving you a bunch of people and faces, but you don't really know what the options are for the game. So it's like, how can I choose this when I don't know maybe what my character is going to be? So I think, well, I'll just kind of go through a couple of these so you can kind of see what they look like, but very nice artwork depending on, again, what you potentially want to be. So pretty cool stuff. Let's go with, who should we go with here? Let's go with this dude who's sort of a ranger type. Okay, next up, over on the left side here, you've got your different races. And it's pretty standard stuff, human, elf, dwarf, gnome, halfling, half-elf, and so forth and so on. And of course, you can be male or female as well. I think we'll go with an elf on this one, even though our portrait in the corner, we didn't really choose an elf guy. If you're familiar with D&D, a lot of this is going to look very familiar. Strength, dex, con, intel, wisdom, charisma. And you can hover over anything, and it gives you a full description on, what these things are. So we'll go with the male. You can choose between left and right-handed. You can even choose from a few different body types. A couple different faces. Few different hairstyles, and you are able to sort of spin your character around as well. No beards on your elves. Absolutely not. So we'll go with that. Next. Now this is where it gets really fun. Look at all the classes that this game has, and then each one of these has at least 4 subclasses. Alchemist, Barbarian, Bard, Cleric, Druid, Fighter, Inquisitor, Magus, Monk, Paladin, Ranger, Rogue, Sorc, Wizard, and then some more advanced ones. But as I just sort of click through this, you can see all the different possible combinations that you can do. And as I'm clicking through this, you'll notice that sort of a class progression is showing up and a bunch of other information, which is really, really cool. Let's go ahead and do, you know what? I have not actually messed with the Paladin yet. Divine Healer, Divine Guardian. Maybe we do a Divine Guardian for this little demo here. You know what the heck, right? So you can see your class skills, your features and abilities, your base attack bonus, your saving throws. And again, you can click over that, and it's like, what is a Divine Guardian Paladin? And it, gives you a full description. If you actually want to do a full load pre-made build, you can totally do that, which is cool. But you can kind of see what you're going to be getting here for all of your levels. And you'll be able to customize this further as we get a little bit deeper into this. Let's go ahead and hit next. All right, now we have to mess with our ability points and then our regular points. So for our Paladin, it's recommending Strength, Con, and Charisma. So we'll do, let's say, a couple there. Oh, no, wait, I don't need that much dex. Let's crank this up to that. Crank that up. And again, it's like, if you don't know what some of this stuff is, you can just hover over it. And it's like, this is what dexterity does. Or, con, or strength, or whatever. So, again, the tooltips are really, really good here. I actually am going to put a couple of points into the ones that we don't need, but pump up charisma, pump up con. We're actually maxed out on what we can do for strength. A couple of intel, a couple of dex. And then here's some allocated, that's a new word. Allocate your skill points. So again, it's saying what it recommends, but you don't necessarily have to follow that. In fact, I want to do some into athletics. Let's do mobility, and then let's do religion, lore. Okay, that all looks good. Now we can pick some feats. And here's the list that you can pick from. The red ones are like, we don't really recommend the red ones. But I suppose if you want to, you could. So it's recommending a weapon focus. So let's go ahead and do that. And it's like, okay, what weapon do you want to, focus on? Paladin, huh? Heavy flail, javelin. So many different weapon types. Could do a rapier, a ray. I don't know what a ray is. Short sword, spear, sickle. Just a torch. We're just a master of the torch. Unarmed strike, warhammer. Let's see. Was there a... Yeah, like a light mace. That sounds like legit. Oh, my God. And, all right. What kind of light mace? It's like, a thing. A thing. Let's see here. Now, this is actually something that's different. So we only actually got to pick one. And then now we have to pick this. And again, I've not played a Paladin, so this is new to me. This is really interesting. I would have to actually do some serious reading and actually read through all this. I think we're going to go with... I mean, we're going to be lawful good. I mean, that's... let's go with that one. All right, cool. All right, next, we can actually pick our birth date if you want to do that. You can choose your voice.
This will hurt!
All I see is blackness.
Strike as one. This is my path.
Everyone counts on
Let's go with confident.
Their life ends here.
All right, and then here's our good old-fashioned wheel. And I said we're going to be... Oh, wait, I'm actually... Oh, this is a little bit different for Paladin. So for the other character classes, you can choose anything on this wheel, but it looks like based on that previous choice, we are going to be on lawful good, which is fine. That's fine. We can go ahead and name our character. We'll call this guy Costly. We'll hit next, and then it kind of gives you an overall view of, okay, you are level 1 Divine Guardian. Here's your stats. Here's your stuff. Now, I think what I want to do here real quick, just to show you guys something different, let me quickly go human. And I just wanted to show you, oh, humans got to pick a racial bonus. So I just wanted to show you something a little bit different here real quick. So it automatically switched me over to just a human paladin. I want to back all the way out. Because like I said, this character creator is so good. We'll just go with that guy. Let's go human this time. I'm not going to mess with any of the other things. Let's go fighter. Let's go a two-handed fighter. All right, all dex and con is what it's recommending. Got to have some strength. Couple points there. Let's do 1, 1, 1. Let's do that again. More dex. All right, we'll pick our racial bonus, which is going to be dex. And I'm just going to throw some points here randomly. So you can see this time I get to pick from 3 different abilities. So again, let's go weapon focus. We're going to say we are really good in a hand axe. And let's go with alertness. And then let's go with combat reflexes. Oh, actually, hold on. I forgot to click the thing. There we go. Combat reflexes. All right. So now here's another example. Now, on this particular character, I can choose, you know, any of these. We'll do neutral good. So we'll go to confident.
I'm always ready.
So that's just kind of showing you something a little bit different. If you do end up choosing a spellcaster, you get to pick your spells and all that stuff. So, like I said, the people that I've talked to who have also played this, they say when you're going to get into this, you have to spend at least an hour in this character creator. I mean, here in this video, we've already spent 12 minutes, and I've not even in the game yet, just on the character creator. So we're going to go ahead and just go with this, and this will still be a really good example of
I'll take care of it.
Of how this game's going to work. So we'll call this guy costly. I'll go next. So here we go. We're a two-handed fighter, and I think our specialty was an axe, right? Yeah. Hand axe. So hopefully we can find one. Maybe we'll start with one. All right. Let's jump right in. The game does have some voice acting, but it's not 100%. I would say it's about 30-40% of the game is voice acted.
Our story started at the mansion of an Aldori sword lord. Drawn by the promise of a most dangerous task and a commensurately huge reward, heroes of all stripes gathered here.
Hello, everyone.
Where are they? This is taking forever! They didn't even say what this was for, just that the Aldori were looking for heroes. Who are the Aldori anyway? Rich folk?
If you can't be patient, no one's keeping you here. Just go back to your mountains or whatever hole you crawled out of. The Aldori Sword Lords run the premier school for the dueling arts. They're also the richest and most influential group in this part of Brevoy. Take that tone with them, and they'll teach you some manners pretty quickly.
All right, you purple toad, just shut your trap. And if you can't, I'll help you.
Hush! Quiet! They're coming.
Everybody fall in line.
Greetings, everyone. I am Sword Lord Jamandi Aldori, and this is Lord Mayor Yosef Selimius of Restov. Welcome to my mansion.
We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for responding to our call. You may be few, but that's unavoidable. We need only the best of the best for this task. And I see true heroes before me, strong and fearless, exactly what Restov needs.
Thank you, Lord Mayor. Now, to the point. South of here, just beyond Brevoy's border, lies a region known as the Stolen Lands. This is disputed territory, and while it's long been claimed by nearby states, it's never been truly taken. I won't bore you with the legal technicalities. Suffice to say that anyone with enough courage and power to seize the Stolen Lands and name themselves Baron or Baroness, claiming dominion, well, none of the neighboring states would be able to challenge it. Of course, Restov would be first to recognize the legitimacy of this new state, as well as the noble title of its founder. Unfortunately, one serious obstacle stands between you and this title. A gang of bandits holds sway in the Stolen Lands. Their chief, who they call the Stag Lord, considers himself the rightful owner of these lands, and no one has yet been able to challenge his power. Bring me his head, and you'll be able to return to the Stolen Lands as their legal ruler. Any questions?
So as you can see, the game does have dialogue options. The game also features dialogue and choices based on your stats and abilities and your alignment and all that kind of stuff that you would see in a normal D&D. And you'd have to make, you know, roll checks against that kind of stuff. We'll go with number 2. Why not just recognize this Stag Lord as Baron?
That's a good point. As I see it, this Stag Lord already holds power over the region with confidence. Many noble bloodlines were started by bandits who just got lucky, weren't they?
Perhaps because we do have standards to maintain. This room has seen many celebrations of adventurers, and even those who just got lucky. But giving a noble title to a bandit lord? That's one thing that's never happened here, and it won't while I still breathe. Excellent. You venture forth tomorrow. For now, you can take some time to get to know one another better. Or you can head straight to your guest rooms to get some rest. You'll find we've already prepared supplies for you there. And thank you again for agreeing to take part in this expedition. I wish you luck.
Thank you again, with all my heart, for replying to this call. The flare in your eyes reveals your courage, the unshakable will that distinguishes true heroes. I look at you, O champions of Restov, and doubt not for a second that you'll be victorious. So venture forth toward your feet, go, and return in triumph.
Victorious. Good day, everybody.
Hi, my name's Lindsay. I'm a bard, though this is my first real adventure. So, shall we go teach this Stag Lord a lesson?
I'm Klaus Lee. Pleasure to meet you.
Likewise. Actually, I also wanted to ask you something. How do you feel about this Tartuccio fellow? I think he's pretty obnoxious personally. He appointed himself head of the team, and he's just after the Baron's crown, or whatever it is barons wear. Doesn't matter. I don't like him. I think you should be team leader. When I first saw you, I couldn't help but think, now here's a real hero. Someone who'll be praised in poems and songs. This is the person I'll write my book about.
Wait, a book?
Damn, I should have led with that. Please, just let me explain. You know what the trouble with most heroes' biographies is? They're always written years later, based on the tales of, best case, people who saw things from the outside. Worst case, someone heard about it from their brother, who heard it from their friend, who heard it from their cousin, and so on, adding a new batch of lies each time. Every time I read about a heroic journey, I think to myself, why didn't they just bring a bard with them to write it all down properly? And then I thought, I could be that bard. I just needed to find a suitable hero and volunteer to follow along on their glorious adventure. A great plan, huh? And here we are, with a heroic journey lying before us. Who's going to be the hero? Some dwarf who keeps muttering about how we'll all die? Or maybe that horrific scythe lady? Or, God's forbid, Tartuccio? No way.
What about that barbarian? She looks pretty heroic.
Oh yeah, she's fantastic. You can tell she could tear a bear's head off with her bare hands, but she kind of scares me just a little. But, I mean, her sword's twice as big as I am. She could cut me down without even noticing. Just think on it a bit, all right? I'm sure you'll agree. All right, I'm going to my room to write about tonight. See you in the morning.
Okay, cool. So we'll go ahead and head out of here. Thank you, Tooltip, about the camera. I got to figure it out. We'll go ahead and exit here. So, as I kind of said in the opening, if you're familiar with again, Dragon Age Origins or Neverwinter Nights or Baldur's Gate, you'll immediately recognize how this game looks and how it plays. The combat is also very similar, but they do have a little bit of a Pathfinder twist to it.
Help! Help!
Wait, what's going on here?
The mansion's under attack. We need to help. Some villains broke in and started killing everyone. I barely made it. Hurry, we have to help the guards fight off the attackers or we'll all be cut down one by one.
I'll be fine, little one. I'm just gonna go through the window. Or maybe not. You're not going anywhere, scum. Thanks, game. I'll figure that out.
Their life ends here!
Okay, so the game does feature the pause mechanic. So it is real-time combat with a mix of turn combat. So if you look all the way down here in the lower right, I'm actually going to expand this out. You'll notice that we had to roll an initiative check. Again, if you're familiar with D&D, you might know what that is. But basically saying who gets to go first. The assassin rolled a 14, I rolled a 10. So I can unpause it to go ahead and initiate combat. Again, like I said, it's real time, but it still kind of goes with that other system as well. Now, one thing I want to look at here before we do that. Where is my inventory? What weapon do I have here? Is this an axe? Yeah, why do I have a hand axe in my secondary slot? I specialize in that, so let's swap that out. I think because combat's already begun, I can't switch it without there being like a penalty. And you can even see in the log there, it's like I removed the hand axe and re-equipped it and stuff, so we're probably going to take a couple of hits here. Let's go ahead and unpause it. So, all right, let's pause it right there. So, assassin attacks costly with dagger. He misses. And you can see that I have a timer above my head. So, I had to unequip it and re-equip the new weapon. So, that actually takes, like, an action. So, now, I believe he's going to go next because that was my action. Right there. So, he missed again because he's a nerd. Boom, axe strike. Hit him for 4. So it'll be his turn again. He missed again. I got him. You're a dead man, fool. So there is full looting as well, so we'll go ahead and loot him. He actually had some armor and stuff on him. Let's go back into my inventory. What am I wearing? I'm wearing a scale mail medium armor. This is a 4, so it's not better than what I have. Yeah, this big old mace, 2 to 12, 1 to 6. I don't specialize in that though. I'd rather have my little hand axe. What is happening out here?
In due time.
Follow me quickly. They've got someone. We have to help. Look, they're running. Get him. What should we do with this other one? I'll finish him later. He won't get away.
A test of my abilities.
So once again, you can see that the checks ran. Officially, she's not part of my party just yet, but yeah, I rolled a 6. Actually, one of the assassins rolled a -1. Now, the other thing you'll see is I don't really have a lot of abilities on for this particular class that I did. But I do have a charge, fighting defensively, and acrobatics, and then on my belt I've got a healing potion. But you can basically imagine you've got your bar here, and then as you level up, you'll get more, you know, skills and abilities and all that fun stuff. So let's go ahead and engage here. I'm just going to go ahead and let it roll in real time. I'm not going to pause it this time. I'll target this guy. Now, one thing I will show here real quick is I'm going to move away and watch what happens. Boom, right there. Attack of opportunity. So, again, if you're very familiar with D&D, you'll be like, oh man, that's really cool. This game has that.
You're just in time. A bit longer and I'd have been... Whew, I don't even want to think about it. Can you imagine what a terrible loss this would have been? But it's all right now. I'm safe, sound, and unscathed, ready to lead you to victory. Lady Jamandi's holding the line in the banquet hall. You know, the one where she had us gathered before. We need to make our way to her. And along the way, we'll try to save some of these dummies who are supposed to accompany us to the Stolen Lands. Speaking of dummies, take this ring. Quiet now, so that little fool doesn't hear us. She might try to steal it herself. It's magical. It'll protect you. You'll need it while you work to defend me.
This guy's a total nerd. So, got a ring here. We'll go ahead and equip that. This ring gives us a +1 bonus to our armor class. So our AC is actually 19. That's pretty good. So, you'll notice that these guys have officially joined my party. So we'll take a look at her real quick. So she is a level 1 bard. And you'll notice that she actually has a bunch of spells. We actually have a spell book. We've got abilities, and then we've got the belt. And on her belt, she actually has some scrolls. Now, if we switch over to this guy is a sorcerer. So again, you can see the kind of spells that he has. Abilities like this, Burning Hand, you can see that it's a level 1. You've got magic missiles. These only have 5 uses as well. That's the little 5 in the corner. So you actually have to take a rest. You have to camp in order to get those abilities back. And then we've got some other stuff like Acid Splash, Ray of Frost, Jolt, Daze. Lots of other cool stuff. So, grab the whole party here. Let's move along, nerds. Actually, we don't want to go... Do we want to go this way? And you can hold shift at any time, or actually it's tab, and that'll show you areas that you can loot. There's some golden stuff. Cool. Okay, so we have 3 guys here. So this is kind of showing off a little bit more detailed combat. So my guy is the melee guy, so I'm going to have him rush in on number 1 here. We've got our bard. I'm actually going to have her do the bard thing. So Inspire Courage. I'm going to have her fire that off. And you, I'm going to have you do... You know what? Let's have you do Magic Missile at this guy. So you can see how I have everything lined up here. It's really neat how it shows these arrows. So all 3 of them are going to come after my guy. All right, here we go. So you can see that the cast times are happening as my guy is rushing in. There's the bard ability going out there. Boom, there's the magic missiles. So I can pause it again. I can say, okay, bard, I want you to do ear-piercing scream. These guys are out of your range, so she would have to move up. So I'm going to have her move up to here. Okay, Sork, I want you to do jolt to this guy. All right, go ahead. And you can see my guy is basically just doing standard melee attacks. Okay, now she moved up, and she actually just fired her crossbow, which is fine. I'm going to switch you over to that ear-piercing scream on this guy. Make it happen. This guy's dead. Big old cast going out there. All right, cool. Gotta love a good bard, right? I will take all of your healing potions. Don't really care about your gear. All right, let's go, A-team.
I'm there.
Like a bunch of blood going through this door. Take his gold. I'll just collect all there. That'll work. What do we have down in here? Got a chest. We have a heavy mace and some armor. The reason why I'm not looting all that stuff at the moment is I don't want to max out my weight. We got all kinds of stuff in here. We got some actual food and fish, and be able to cook that stuff up later. Sorry, we are raiding your pantry.
I do what I must.
More gold.
It's the end for you rats!
So here we're actually coming up on a fight.
Can you make an epic pose? I need inspiration.
So I'm going to move my guys in just a little bit. I'm going to pause it. All right, warrior. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and do a charge this time. We're going to charge up on this guy. All right, Bard, go ahead and do a daze on this assassin. Sork, do a... You know what? I'm going to have you do a daze too. We'll just completely daze these guys out. All right, here we go. Boom, see the charge happening there. All right, let's go ahead and stop right there. Because you'll see it says daze will saved. So now let's take a look at the actual combat log. So you'll see Costly uses charge. She uses daze. Saving throw succeeded. Then he uses daze. Saving throw succeeded. So basically, it didn't work, right? So it's going through all the stat checks, all the dice rolls that you would see in D&D, which is pretty cool. Got him.
Oh, it's you. Stay up from under my feet or I'll strike you down.
Dang.
Blood for Gorum!
Barbarians.
I think that's exactly how heroes should be.
All crazy and bloodthirsty?
What, stupid, sweaty, and always looking for something to gobble up or lop the head off of? Calistria, save me from such heroes.
All right, let's mosey on. Just a little bit further here. There they are, the assassins. This is your last chance. Drop your weapons, and we'll spare your lives.
So generous, I'm afraid I can't offer you the same courtesy.
What the heck is that? It's a giant ghost man that throws us, and now we're dead. Or something. Crunch. They're dead, Jim. All of them. Nice club, if we were using clubs. We have a potion of enlarged person. Okay. I mean, sure, right? There's a spear. So I think we'll go ahead and sort of stop right here, since this is a first look video and not like an actual playthrough. But a couple of the main components of this game that I've not been able to show you, the game actually has like a full kingdom building and management system, which is really cool. The actual free roam and adventure map of the game is also really, really cool. So what I've shown you here in this video is just sort of a glimpse of what this game has to offer. I've really been enjoying my playthrough of it so far. Like I said earlier, the character creation in particular is one of the best that I've ever seen when it comes to just designing a character. There's so much you can do with it. And, you know, as you get into the game, you can keep messing with your character, which is really, really cool. But I'm a huge fan of Dragon Age Origins. In my opinion, Dragon Age 1 is one of the best RPGs ever made. So I've been looking for a replacement or a game to succeed, you know, Dragon Age 1, and this is, I think, the closest game that I've ever seen. My only complaint about this game is I wish there was more VO. You know, pretty much everything that I've shown you so far has been full VO, but once you get out of this tutorial, it easily cuts in half or less, and you're doing a lot of reading, and I just wish they would have done voiceover for everything like Dragon Age does. That would have taken this game from, you know, like an 8 to a 10 or whatever. But yeah, if you're into this type of game, this one just came out and this one is absolutely fantastic. It's really, really good. So far, from what I've seen, the reviews have been great and everybody has really, really been enjoying it. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, a first look at Pathfinder Kingmaker. But that'll go ahead and do it for this one. Thank you all so much for watching. Everybody keep playing, have fun, and we'll see you next time.